All right, folks, welcome to another What's Your Story. We get to talk about different things that are going on, creators, different activities, things like that. And now we get to do one that I think is it's super awesome. It's so great to be able to know this lady and the work that she does. Mary's Game Room is in the house. Mary, how are you doing, lady?
Hi, I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh man, it's so blessed. It's always fun to do this. Always fun to get to chat with people and that kind of thing. And what you do and this fundraiser thing is something that I've wanted to highlight and try to make our schedules work and get that lined up. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to spend some time talking about it. Before we get there, though, how did we get to this point of you becoming the fundraiser? Like, how did you get to this
Okay.
point where you kind of felt that sort of like calling on your heart kind of thing?
Um, well, I've always liked to do something where I can like give back. I've always wanted to do things that like a project and let's raise money for a good cause and things like that. But most things around here are like 5Ks, marathon, stuff like that. And I've never been very athletic. My niche, so to say, is gaming. I love board games, and then I started an Instagram page and it kind of took off for a little while now. I don't even do anything with it. But I met some people and I started doing board game reviews, and through them I met someone and they told me about Extra Life, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is a way to take a hobby that I love and give back. And so I've always wanted to do it, and my gaming group, they're a little bit older than me, so they were like, "I don't know if I wanna stay up 24 hours." "What? What are you talking about?" And so we kinda just put it off, and then my aunts had been getting into board game, and so we decided to do it. We actually did it in 2020, was our first one, and, I didn't stream it, I didn't do anything. I had just kind of touched into YouTube a little bit. That's my old stream on there, I probably need to take that off. But, so I actually I kinda got, like, Mark, I'm sure everyone knows Mark the Infinitely Tired. I was like, "Share the link out to anybody." And so he was into YouTube, he was with Loki and then Loki's community, so he started dropping the link in there, and then I started coming to some of the streams, and I started kinda getting into YouTube, and there was
Hmm.
so much interest, so I did everything through Discord the first time. It was just chatting, we would post pictures, and it was just such an overwhelming response. We decided to do it again, and then I got on YouTube, and then it's just kind of become we do it every year. So this is our my 4th year.
Fourth year already. It says that right here at the
Mhm.
top too. So it kind of
Yep.
gives everybody the information. This will be in the description, folks. Make sure you check that out. Go over here. You can validate where we are at the time of this recording for when this is posting or when you can come back and visit. So it's like an annual thing. It has all the information right here for you of how they're playing to support the USA Health Children's Women's Hospital. It's got all that. There's a little hyperlink here to clarify some of those information. The next milestone will be $1,000. They're already at 675, and you can scroll down from there. So, all right. So 4 years running. Is it just um, the thought of the fact that you'd be able to find such a great organization like this? So, tell us a little bit more about Extra Life and why that really kind of appealed to you.
Okay. So what I thought was really cool about it is you pick the hospital. You pick where the funds go to.
Okay.
It's all set up through them, but you choose. So that hospital, that was actually the first hospital we did that is a hospital like near me. So you can pick your own local hospital. So if you are, trying to, uh, your friends and family, that it's something that they associate with, they see it every
Mhm.
day.
Mhm.
They Mark, his wife was at that hospital with one of their children, so
Mhm.
it's a close connection, I guess, something relatable to people.
Sure.
But then also, it doesn't matter, people on YouTube donate, and so it's a good cause no matter what. Now, the second year I did, because Loki helped me out so much the first year, I actually chose a hospital near him.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then last year was a really small year. I started late. I started when I got back from Canada, so we didn't start till like August. So we kind
Okay.
of set the goal smaller, and I just did critical funding. So you don't have to pick a hospital. You can just say Children's Miracle Network critical funding, and so
Mhm.
everything went to where it needed to go. So you kind of can pick and choose. You have a little bit of flexibility with that. The Extra Life as a whole, it started. Um, the person that started Extra Life his close friends of theirs, their daughter died from leukemia.
Mm.
And what was going on is, I think she went into remission, and then when she went back, he got like a local group connected, and they would take board games to her to have something to do while she was in the hospital, and you know trying to take the focus off what her illness and bring something good to it. Well, it ended up becoming so many games, like everyone just started flooding them with games that she would share with the other children in the hospital. So then whenever she passed away, yeah, that's her right there. He decided to start Extra Life. And I think it started small where it was like just wherever he was at, they kind of had like a convention type thing, and they would start gaming for 24 hours to raise money. And then it moved on to what it is now, and it's actually in its 15th anniversary.
Yeah, it says here, you got your whole timeline here, folks. Just click the about area as I did, and you can kind of go over and follow some of these milestones and different flag posts that they've been able to accomplish over the years. And down here is your information on how to sign up and how to donate, how to play games and change the future, those kinds of
Hmm.
things. So all of this is down here. You can get all that information. And Mary said, like it's very user friendly. So the
Hmm.
opportunity for you to pick up something that maybe you have some close ties with, or maybe something that's touched your life in the past, and you want to kind of make sure that you can do something for that group or organization or hospital. So it's all that's all fantastic to see.
Yeah,
And
because anybody can do it. Anybody that can. And I think the way it's really designed is you have like an official Extra Life Day. It's usually the first weekend of November. We have never been able to make that work. And that's fine. Like they say, you can pick your own day. And I've just kind of made it to where it's like a yearly campaign. I usually start in March, and we have a lot of incentives, and then we push it on, and I let it go to the end of December. So
yeah,
that's kind of how my format is. We just kind of keep it going throughout the year because it's
yeah, I
hard to
love
raise
it
a lot of money like in one day, like
in a
'cause you
24-hour period.
right,
Sure.
and then some people can't
Right.
be there, and yeah, so we try to do it
Right.
over a period of
Right.
time.
So you have this information here, a little video sample, some stuff that you work on, and then you come down here. You've got your logo, Mary's game room, and then here you have some commentary explaining how you started board game back in 2014. Now it's a huge hobby. Then of course going to Instagram, so kind of recounting a lot of what we just talked about, and then of course then finding the great prizes and sponsors, which of course kind of goes into that. So, and it just kind of talks about the incentives and the rules and how everything works, and then of course here's your grand prize stuff here, drawing for at least 10 donors of at least $10. There's the stuff that was donated. And then you kind of scroll down here, tier one, tier two, tier three. So that's pretty cool. So there's $5 tier and $25 tier. So tons
Hmm.
of stuff here, $50 tier there. So yeah, tons of stuff. Awesome. Awesome. Just really be able to find a way for you to connect and that kind of thing. How are you on, like, would you still take people's donations I mean, not just the monetaries to make the goal, but also like giveaways or something?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it would still be fine to add some more in, so to speak.
Oh yeah, yeah. And actually this year I'm trying. I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to come make it a theme, but I decided to kind of have like a push, like maybe once a month or maybe every couple months, where I have like a longer stream,
Mhm.
like on a Saturday or something. And I was going to try to make it themed, but I can't really come up with something right now with gaming and a prize to go with it. Um, but I was thinking, I would donate one of my shirts or something and have a
Mhm.
push, if you're in chat, and then if you tweet it or you promote it some way or something, then, you're eligible to try to win a shirt or something like that. I'm just going to try to have some pushes throughout the campaign. So, I can always add stuff to the tiers, or I can add it to, um, one of those themed or special monthly streams that I decide to do to
Sure,
kind of
sure.
have a push. So yeah, everything's. I have a couple of people that haven't decided what they're going to do yet. So
That makes sense. Yeah, no,
yeah.
this is obviously it's a very fluid thing because you give yourself a nice, um, broad calendar to work from, right? So it's like you said, it's
Hmm.
not like everything comes down to this 1 24 hours, and then someone who had good intentions has something that comes up, or they missed the deadlines, or there's a miscommunication, and something like this. It tends to be, to me, very friendly to the climate and the culture and society that we have now, right? I
Mhm.
mean, just it works for you and it works for us on the other side of that, I think.
Yeah.
Is that some of the feedback that you've gotten too? It's because you mentioned obviously you started late last year and had a smaller goal, but at the end of the day, you've had some incredible success now over the course of
Mhm.
3 years doing this.
Yep, the first year I set my goal really small because I'd never done anything like that before. Then I got into the YouTube community, and I think we were at 1,000 after my first marathon on the Discord, and then we decided to do it again because Mark was, like, excited at that point. "I see what this is doing. I wanna be
Mhm.
involved now." So then we actually streamed it here and did it again, and I think we got another 500, so we got to 1,500.
Okay.
And then the next year was really big. Loki had promised that if we got to 2,500, he would match it.
Hmm.
And so, because 5,000 was the goal, and Mark said that if we got to 5,000, he would shave his head. So Loki wanted to make sure that happened. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so he made that commitment, and that's how he helped me out that year. Um, so
Shaving Mark's head is quite the motivation among the other torments that you
oh
do, Mark, on a
yes,
regular basis.
you're right, exactly. Last year he got his arms waxed, so
Wow.
yeah,
Jeez.
he volunteered for that. But he has volunteered for all of that. I've had nothing to do with it. Um,
How yeah, how
so
how did that even start? How did we get to the point? As you mentioned, Mark being motivated and seeing the end result here, and seeing the end result, but how did it transition into, I don't know, self-deprecation? How we'll call it that.
I don't know. I think a lot of it was Robert Pearson and a couple of other people in chats. They were like, "Mark, shave your
Mhm.
head." And I think Mark made the comment one time that if he had shaved his head, he would look like I can't think of the name of the character now from the Addams family.
Oh, Uncle Fester?
Yes, yes, that he would look like Uncle Fester if he shaved his head. And so then I think they went and played on that, and they were like, "Mark, shave your head." So then when we decided to, get everything ready the next year, he's like, "I tell you what, $5,000 I shaved my head." I don't think he thought it would happen. And then Loki kinda got involved, and he was like, "Oh, great." So,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, and then
Does it look
last
like
year, I was like, I'm not asking you to shave your head again. Do you wanna do something?" I think someone suggested the hot chip, and he was okay with that, but I knew some other channels had done that, and I try to be unique. I try to do
Mm,
something outside of the box nobody's done before, and so I was like, It's not that I don't want you to do it, I just want us to choose something." And I said, "I'm not asking you to do something crazy." And he was like, "Fine, everyone wants to see me in pain, I'll wax my arms." And I was like,
wow.
"Okay,
Okay.
okay, like, I'm not gonna announce this, you think about it." You let me know.
Do you think he looks like Uncle Fester with a shaved head?
A little bit, and Robert
A little
Pearson
bit.
got him,
Okay.
it was like the little light bulb, and it was
Oh,
battery
yes, put the light bulb
operated,
in your
and he
mouth?
put it in his mouth. Yeah.
Oh. See, that
Yeah,
should be
and
part
we
of your
did it all
marketing
live,
though,
we did it live on stream.
yeah, so, like, once a month, that should be part of your marketing, like, a reminder of, like, "This is the end result here, we're serious about look at what we did to Mark this year, look at what we did to Mark last year,
Yeah.
look what's on the table this year, who else wants to do something? I got you, alright."
Yeah, this year he is turning into Wendy. I don't know
Oh
if
my
you're
goodness
familiar
gracious.
with
Oh,
Woggle-Eyed
I'm
Wendy,
very
but yeah.
well yeah, yeah, Wendy, yeah.
Yeah.
He need to save that nonsense
I I
for
don't know how
Loki
I'm
and
gonna pull it off
Steven
yet,
and
but
Backtube streams, not for me. So,
yeah,
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 I'm good.
yeah, yeah. I haven't figured
Um,
out how I'm gonna do it, but
hmm,
I'm gonna do,
okay,
like, a very professional makeover, and
right,
he'll have blonde hair, and yeah.
okay,
They've also
okay.
joked about half and half, like half Wendy, half Mark, and doing some kind
Oh,
of
nice, like
video.
a half down,
Yeah,
okay.
like he's talking to her kinda, and I haven't decided if we're gonna go that route. So, yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're and even if he's made up and then you went back and recorded a little skit would be fun too, by the
Oh,
way,
yeah,
so
yeah, exactly, yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so the idea of doing board games and not gaming is not something I think most people would think about. So, how has it been sort of like navigating, being more like a board game streamer in a world where video gaming has become so crazy?
Yeah, most people don't know the games that we play. A lot of people find it interesting though, even if they don't know what we're doing, they just want to come by, see it,
Mhm.
see what it looks like, chat with us, have fun. Yeah, so it's interesting. Now I have kind of gotten in more to video gaming, so I kind of do both now.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah, it's different. There and I've gotten people started board gaming on some things. Scott Westbrook, I've gotten him into Ticket to Ride and Wingspan, and he's been on and played with us before on Steam. So even though he can't be here live with us, we can play on Steam and play a board game.
Very cool.
I've gotten Robert Rambling Canuck into a couple of games as well, so that's fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you think about board games that makes it so much of a unique experience? What is it about bringing people together that it works so well?
Because it's social and it's not, even though I am on YouTube, it's not a computer screen. It's
Mm.
it's interaction with people, like you would go out to dinner, except for you're doing something, or you're not just sitting and watching a movie. You're actually interacting, you're talking, and also playing a game that stimulates your mind. Like I like the strategy behind the games we play
Mhm.
and figuring stuff out and figuring the best way to do things and try to improve it and be better at it. It's not all about winning, but it's just about, trying to do better. So
Do you still
better
enjoy
yourself.
playing like dopey silly games?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we did play Monopoly one time.
Mhm.
There was a joke. Mark hates Monopoly, so they wanted him to play. So we staged it where he rage flipped the board, but
Oh, okay.
but it was fun. I love Uno.
Mm. Mhm.
I like goofy games like Cards Against Humanity, stuff like that. But
I wanna see a night where you guys play Cootie or something. I wanna see a
Cootie, I
night
don't
where you
think I've
play, like,
played that one.
you ever play
Oh,
Cooties?
oh, oh, yes, yes, yes. You're talking
Where you
about the
build the
the
little
bugs
ants?
with the yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I used to play that all the
You
time when I
know,
was a kid.
or Don't Break the Ice,
Yep,
you know?
or
Like
Hungry Hungry Hippos.
oh, well, then, no, that's serious. Let's not lump that. No, the Hungry Hungry Hippos is a serious game. Let's just
Yeah,
be perfectly that's
yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
No, I'm at the point now where I have, grandkids, so I'm trying to get them
Mhm.
into that more often, like,
Yep,
making sure we have the regular game, and then because once you get them into the games, then you can figure out how to level them up,
yep, mhm.
through the different tiers of strategy and things like that. So
Yep,
that's
I've
good.
done that
That's
with
good.
my niece and nephew. Kinda gotten them into a little bit different level of things, yeah.
Are there games where they're like, "I'm not playing with Aunt Mary on that game"? That game, no, not doing that.
They're not quite old enough for a serious game like that, yeah.
Okay,
But,
okay.
I've done, like, the kid version of Ticket to Ride and the kid version of Carcassonne, and
Mhm.
they've kinda got but, yeah, they both love games a lot, so
Okay.
I think they would play, yeah.
And you're not one of these let them win kinda thing because 'cause they're young.
No.
Yeah,
No, I don't believe in that.
good.
No.
Good. Don't do that.
I mean, I might not play as hard, like, but no, I'm not gonna just let them win, like, yeah,
Correct.
and their mother is not like that either.
Right, right. You might lean into it would be like playing Clue with them where you're like, you clearly know, but you're gonna just kinda maybe
It's
go around a couple
more
more times and let them kinda see if they can kinda figure out a couple
y
more of the pieces, you know what I mean? You kinda
yeah,
let
it's
them pick
more of
up
a
a few more of
teaching.
the
I
mhm,
do more of
mhm,
the teaching. I still play my game. I do this with my aunt and my sister too when they're learning a new
mhm.
game is, you know, this is what I would do. You can do what you want, but this is what I would do and why and kind of, tell them a little bit or I'll give them choices. You could do this and this would benefit you here or you could do this and it benefit you there. So I usually try to do the more teaching style
I see.
even with the kids. So
You're so nice and generous with your, strategy here, so,
yeah, now
folks,
Mark would
the
say otherwise, but
well, that's okay, we like tormenting Mark. The link the link is there, Extra Life, it's a dash, extralife.org, but the link is there for you to go over. Here's Mary's Game Room. This is the one that is active right now for 2023. When is the actual gaming night? November, you said?
their actual official one is in November. I believe we're gonna do it. I think it's gonna be the first weekend of December. Last year, what we did is we ended up ending everything with Fortnite. and it brought a lot of people. Like, I ended up having more. I think there was like 9 of us on Fortnite by the end of it. So it was able to let people in the community that have helped out, donated, or wanted to be involved, they were able to play with us.
Hmm.
And so it worked out so well. Everybody was so it was great. The way it ended was perfect. And so I'm going to try to replicate that again this year.
Mhm.
And we may split up the marathon this year and do 12 and 12 because it's getting harder with Mark's new job and him having to drive. Like, if we stayed up for so long and him driving home, and it's becoming unsafe. So we may just do 12 and 12,
Okay.
take a small break or something. And so I want to do the Fortnite when it transitions to the new season, and I think that is usually the first weekend of November. So
Okay.
our official date isn't set exactly, but it'll be around then.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
then we'll take donations till the end of the year, and then I usually do the drawings um, sometime in January, and then
Mhm.
we start it all back up again in March.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
awesome. That's great. What has been
Yep.
what's been the one thing that has surprised you most about this whole process?
Always meeting the goal.
Oh, well,
It's
I mean
like
besides something like
sometimes.
that. What about like what has surprised you most about like the way the community has responded to board gaming and the fact that you could turn this is in a way of tying it to something that is charitable? I didn't prep her for any of these questions, folks. Just bear with her. I was trying to find a way
um,
to make this a little more like nuanced of like I think this is really one of the coolest, most fascinating twists on something. I mean, you went through the
yeah.
history of Extra Life and how this happened, but the idea that I am not at the level of gaming like you guys are. I don't even
Mhm.
really have interest to play some of those type of strategy games. I
Mhm.
just no way I'm getting Mrs. Pops to do so. Just not happening. She won't even play Clue with me anymore. She won't even play Clue
I
with me
love
anymore.
Clue.
Yeah. So the idea that I could get to play Clue, let's say I got to play something I could play with, Scrabble, Clue, whatever, and I could do that for 24 hours and kind of turn it into a thing to do. That's pretty cool. People have figured out that I'm really into puzzles,
Mhm.
and I have someone who was like, you really, really should just like set the camera up and just puzzle. And
Yeah.
people would watch that like it's like ASMR. I'm like, there is nothing exciting about me sitting there and doing a puzzle. Like that is like, but to other people, that's almost like it's almost like having white noise, right?
Mhm.
So different strokes for different folks, I guess. I
It's
don't know. It's just
yeah.
something so different. Yeah.
It's like my happy color. I have the little happy color app, and it's just literally color by number. And I
Mm.
figured out how to stream it from my iPad. And I think that's one of my better streams. Like, I think I had
Wow.
100
Cool.
views on it, and I was like, "I'm literally just tapping with my Apple Pencil on an iPad." And I think it was the sound of the Apple Pencil. It was me coloring a picture and then it being something. Like, yeah, I haven't done that in a while, but those yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it's just people wanting to see something new, something different, unique. Like I said, I
Okay.
try to do something unique. I hate copying someone. I try not to use the same formats. I don't like doing that. I'd like to be unique and do my own thing the way I want to do it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think people have just shown an interest. Now, whether like I said, some people wanna say, "Oh, I wanna play with you on Steam. Let's do this." Um, and some people just wanna be there and laugh and joke and, see what we're doing and get an idea, and yeah,
The
interesting.
and folks, there's a link there for Mary's channel. I'm going to let's do that real quick. Let's go over to Mary's channel and show you how to get there. So over on Mary's channel, here we go. So when you go to the channel, you'll be in her home page, which looks like it's here, right? go over here to the live button where it says live. And now you can scroll down and really won't take very long where you can kind of see this one. These are right here. Extra Life number one. This is the 2022. You can see 11 hours, almost 10 hours. So there's different streams here. So you can really get a good feel for what we're talking about and what's going to happen. And also, you can just kind of get a feel for some of the other types of games that they play. If you're not familiar with Ticket to Ride, two of their bigger streams are right here. So
Mhm.
those are from about a year ago. Here's Uno. She mentioned before, loving to play Uno. So that's on here as well.
The
And
people love to play Uno. I usually have
yeah,
to
oh,
make
yeah.
those NSFW. That's another thing. I try to keep it very GPG on my channel.
Hmm.
Um, in Extra Life, they kinda have some rules, like but I've also seen streamers that do Extra Life that they don't care, and I don't think it matters,
Hmm.
so but I try to keep my channel very, kid friendly. I would like my niece and my nephew to be able to pull up one of my streams and be able to watch it. That's usually the goal, is what I
I
have,
agree.
so
Yeah, and that really is why people have asked, why do I have like a PG-13 sort of approach to my stuff? And it's like, listen, you're not really hurting my feelings or bothering me personally. I've spent a life trying not to curse as much, whatever. But more importantly, I want to be able to be the gateway drug to the nerddom to talk about some of the things that we
Mhm.
like to talk about. That can't happen if, like you said, the niece and nephew are getting trouble listening to Pops and he's in there dropping F bombs and he's ranting and raving about how bad
Yeah.
Kenobi is. Whereas I could be the gateway drug to explain to them why Kenobi's bad. And then, yes, I'm on with Stone Loki and other folks who may not have the PG-13 approach, and that's fine, to each their own. So
Yeah. Mhm.
it's great. It's great. So that's awesome. Marys, what has been one of the biggest things that have changed for you personally because of all this?
Hmm, that's a loaded question. Um, I have seen per well, from a personal level, I now date someone on YouTube, and I met
Hmm.
them because of the charity. I would never have met
Hmm.
them if I hadn't gotten in Loki's community and started the charity.
Right.
Because we started, he started helping me promote, and I, went on his karaoke. So, there is that, and that's a personal thing that's been happening for the past 2.5 years. So that's a big part of my life. Also seen and just being touched by, like, I think at the end of my marathon last year, I just started crying. Like, it was just overwhelming the amount of support that I get
Hmm.
from just people promoting it, being on streams, donations, sponsoring with the prizes, and it's just it's amazing to me that and you don't some people don't even really know me that well. Some people do know me more. So it's just amazing to me how the community gets together and just pulls it out, and it's awesome. And it affects me, on a personal level. It's touching.
Yeah, you mentioned. I mean, obviously, you're already because basically you said you raised what, like $1,000 the first year, 1,500 the second year.
1,500 the first year, 5,000 the second year. We did
Okay.
1,500 last year, and then we set the goal for 2,500 this year.
So you're gonna go over $10,000 this year,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
So just think that you've been able to play board games and raise over $10,000 for this.
Mhm.
That's freaking cool to me. So that's
Yeah.
that's why I thought we should have a chat and talk about this kind of thing. And then I was trying to explore a little bit about like, um, does it give you I don't know. I mean, obviously there's time constraints and things like that. You're doing other YouTubing stuff that you're doing to have fun, do that kind of thing too. Does it kind of motivate you though to kind of like, I wish I could do more, or could I do this, or could I do that? Did you get those little bugs?
Yes. Like,
Mm,
it would be awesome if I didn't have a day job and I could just,
sure.
go full throttle on it, but
Yep. Yep.
I can't. So it does make me wanna do more, but I can only do what I can do, and so I kinda have to set those boundaries for myself, so. I
What would be
try
your?
to do it twice a week at least. I try to keep a routine, at least
Oh,
keep
okay.
the
Right. Playing
momentum.
games and videos. Yeah. Okay.
Right, yeah. I try to do that.
What would be your biggest recommendation for someone who sees this and I mean, is Extra Life is this is only really for board gaming, or did it let you can you do
Mm-mm.
other
You can
type
do
of
video.
activities, right? Yeah.
It says you can play Candy Crush on your cell phone for 24 hours if you want to. You can do whatever you want to do. It even says, encourages you. No, it doesn't mean sit at a table for 24 hours. Get up, move around, go eat, go do this.
Mhm.
It's for charity. Come on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
yeah, it literally says I could play Happy Color on my phone or my, iPad for 24 hours if I wanted to.
What would be one of the words of advice you would have for someone who's at home? Like, listen, maybe I mean, I'm not, I can hear people. I'm not Mary. Okay, what? But you could do something. So, what would be one of the words of advice that you would have for someone who could do something? A gamer, they already have a gaming stream, maybe they just like to do a certain type of board game or something like that. And like you said, maybe it can't exactly be for 24 hours in a row, but it could be, a set situation for this charitable event, however you want to structure it per se.
Yeah, like I mean, there's lots of video gamers that just stream. Anytime they play the video game, they stream.
Hmm.
Set up a link.
Yeah.
You have followers. You don't even really have to promote it and do all this. Like you don't have to do prizes. You don't have to do all this that I do. You can just post a link. It's kind of to me like in place of a super chat. That's
Sure.
kind of how I take like that's how kind of I've taken it. Like even if I got monetized, I mean I have another whole day job. I'm not quitting my day job. So if I was ever monetized, that's what it would all go to. Even if I got super chats, it's just going to go right back into the charity. I might use some of it to try to improve my equipment and make things better, look better, and make it bigger. But as far as it going to me personally, I don't need it for income. I'm just giving back.
Mhm.
So to me, that's kind of how it is. So if you're just streaming a game, just set up a link. You never know what'll happen. I
Sure.
set my goal for like I think 250 the first year before I got involved with YouTube. I didn't know what was going to happen. I just was like, let's do it. Let's play for 24 hours. I mean, every little bit counts. So
And I assume I mean, Extra Life is almost 99% sure, right? It's probably a nonprofit write
mhm.
off, right?
Yeah,
It's like a tax deductible. Yeah.
it's yeah, Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And it's easy. You don't have to I don't have to do anything. I never see a
Right.
dime.
That's not for you. That they handle all that
S-
part. You're the
All goes to the
gateway to me
website.
being correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect. Exactly. Like, see, again, it's like one of those things where you just got to figure out how to get it started, create some sort of starting point, and then once you have that entry level, then it's like, all right, well, just do your thing.
Mhm.
And then, like you said, you've been able to find a little niche to make it a little bit different with some nice, enticing prizes and such. So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
And the website thing, they have like a generic thing. You can use that. I kind of used that the first year and then just added a little bit of my personal stuff, but then the second year is when I started adding pictures and logos and made it very unique to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very,
So, but
very
yeah,
cool.
anyone can do it. Yeah. You can even also set it up like where you have a team and then you have individuals under that team and then
Like
they set
tag
their
out.
own personal goals too. I've never
Mm,
really messed with that because it looked complicated. uh, I couldn't quite figure it out. So I just do it
okay.
like this. But yeah.
All right. All right. Sounds great. Sounds great. So, all right, folks. Well, listen, like I said, everything is in the description. You can go over to Mary's channel. You can go over to Extra Life. You can make your donation. You can find out more information. You can subscribe to her channel. You can see these videos, do all that kind of stuff. It's been great having Mary with us. At least talk about all this stuff, kind of get a framework of this, try to promote it in some sort of way, shape, or form. Don't want to wait till the last minute. Let's get on it now. Let's keep moving the ball throughout the year so that, yeah, we don't just meet goals. We need to exceed goals. We need to show off a little bit. That's part of what makes life fun when you can do that. We can show off a little bit because it's not about me, but it's almost like I don't know. To me, it becomes a game. Like, can we get it and can we win? Like, I treat stuff like that as a game. That's actually probably why YouTube works for me because I just treat it as just like a game. It's like a game of how many videos can I do and how could I talk about this? Can I talk about that? Who could I talk to? So and so. Could I do this? Could I? I just look at it as that rather than like, oh, it's a business and no, I don't even look
Yeah.
at it that way. So for something like this, it's like another avenue of fun to like a challenge, almost like a challenge. Like if I complete this level and get to $2,500, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. So
My goal, nobody really knows this, but I'll let my little secret out. My goal is if I could meet 1,000 every year, then I
mhm.
feel I mean, obviously any amount is awesome. But $1,000 is where they send you like the gold medal, and that's like as
Mhm.
high as it goes. That's kind of like the thing, and I have a gold medal for every single year so far. So like that's kind of my personal goal is if I meet that
Sure.
$1,000, then we have that gold medal hanging in the game room, and that's awesome to me. But I mean, any amount is awesome, obviously. But yeah,
That's
that's kind
awesome.
of my personal thing that I go for.
Well, let's make it
So
happen, folks. Thanks to Mary for being here. Thanks to you guys out there in chat with all your comments and all your recommendations, things like that. We appreciate that as well. And then thanks for watching. Be blessed. Make tomorrow better than today. I'll see you guys next week for another What's Your Story. I am Pops. Take care, everybody.
bye.